Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing good and safe and well and in good health condition. Okay, so today we are going to start with motion training. As we have already discussed in the previous session how to create classic twin and shade twinning. Motion twin is similar to classic twin, but over here we change the motion of the object or the animation. So let us start with Adobe Animate. So first we are going to open Adobe Creative Cloud and then we are going to open Adobe Animate. Okay, so it will take some time depending upon your computer. Okay, it started. So in order to understand, we Adobe Animate twins only symbol instance and text fields. All other object types are wrapped in a symbol when you apply a twin to them. The symbol instance can contain nested symbols which can themselves be twinned on their own timelines. So when we are talking about making a motion twin, so we have to understand anything that we are going to create. First we have to convert it to a symbol. Then only you can apply the motion twinning as compared to normal um, animation. So we are just going to start with a new scene. Okay, so I'm just going to select the scene, control minus, so the stage can be easily viewable. Okay, so now first let me change the background of the scene. Okay, I will make an oval over here. Okay, I'll go to properties. I will change the color. Okay, I will make it a black one. Okay, now I'm going to select this stage and I change the color of the stage. Now I have to create this ball object to a symbol. So I will press F8. I'll give a nice name. Please remember that you have to click on the graphic in order to make this motion twinning. So you will be able to see all the circle boundaries. So now what you are going to do, you have to select the frame, insert frame. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all from here and apply motion twinning. Now on this I will be changing, and we are just going to drag and drop over here. So when you see over here, you will able to see this thing. Okay, because of my stage color, okay, I'll change it to some other color so it will be more viewable to you. Okay, so if you look over here, this, if we have the normal motion twin, it will go along with this path. So same happens with the classic twinning. So now what you can do, you can change the, for example, if you go here, this is my last position of the object. So if you look at, there's with the cursor, there's a slightly half circle or quarter circle is there, so that means you can drag and drop the path. So if you look at the animation now it will go along with the motion, but sometimes you have to change the location of the object. Like for example, on 30th second the object is here, but I wanted to change the position. Okay, like for example, if I put it over here, okay, on the 30th, position. I want to change the position. Just hold that, and now if you look at the animation, the ball will move along the path that you have created. So let us take a view. Okay, so the ball is moving along with the path. So that is what you call the motion twin. That was missing when we were doing the classic twinning. But the only difference over here, you have to do it with the object. So you have to make an object first, and then you can easily do that. And similarly, if you want the change of the starting position, and if you want to change the vertex, so just drag and drop the vertex. Okay, and if you want to change the object, just drag and drop the object. So depending upon that, you can create this motion twin. So this was the first thing that we have discussed, all the three types of tuning that we have in Adobe Animate. So first was the classic, then shape, and this one is the motion. So you can do some practice, make different shapes, and try to check the motion twinning. Okay, so I'm just going to save this file. Save as. Okay, so this will be motion twin, and I will close the file. Okay, so now we have understand how we can do the motion twinning. Now we are going to discuss about another concept that is called mask layers. For spotlighting effect and transition, we use a mask layer to create a hole through which underlying layers are visible. A mask item can be filled, shape, a type object, an instant of a graphic symbol, or a movie clip. Group multiple layers under a single mask layer to create a sophisticated effects. To create dynamic effects, animate a mask layer. For a filled shape, use a mask. Use shape twinning for a type object. Graphic instance or a movie clip. Use motion twinning. When using a movie clip instance as a mask, animate the mask along a motion path. So these are the few things that you have to be clear. So to create a mask layer, place a mask item on the layer to use as a mask instead of having a fill or a stroke. The mask item acts as a window that reveals the area of linked layers beneath it. So the rest of the mask layer conceals everything except what shows through the mask item. A mask layer can contain only one mask item. A mask layer cannot be inside a button, and you cannot apply a mask to another mask. So to create a mask layer from a movie clip, you have to use ActionScript. A mask layer created with ActionScript can be applied only to another movie clip. But you have to remember that 3D tools cannot be used as an objects on mask layers, and layers containing 3D objects cannot be used as mask layer. So let us start with creating a new animation. Okay, for this time I'm going to use a web component. Okay, so if you select low, medium or high, it's up to you, but you have to please remember that you have to select the action script. Without selecting action script, we cannot use the mask layers. Okay, so we have the stage now. So I will select it and make it a bit smaller so I can see what is going on happening on the stage. Okay, so I'm going to import a picture that I have already downloaded to a stage. So this is a world map. So you can see that this picture is way beyond our stage, so we can use the free transformation tool. And please remember that when you are using this, please use the shift key when you are resizing it. So what happen is the size of the picture doesn't lose. Okay, and I will put it over here on the end. Okay, so I can resize it from here to smaller. Okay, a little more here. Okay, so this is, I have created a stage or a canvas on which I have inserted a picture. You can directly copy paste it, or you can drag and drop, whatever you feel like it. So there are multiple ways of doing one thing. Okay, so okay, let us see on, I will be doing it on this 2 seconds mark, that is 48. Okay, because the frame size is 24. Okay, so now what I am going to do, I'm just going to right click it, insert a blank keyframe, and I will move my object over here. So it depends upon your perspective where you want to click it. Okay, and now I'm going to make a classic tone. So let us see how our image will work. Okay, so this is a natural way of creating a simple animation. Now I'm going to insert mask layer. So how we can do that? We can add a new layer. Okay, for that I will be creating a circle over here. Okay, so I can make it black. So okay, so now let us see the animation. So okay, so this will be coming out of the scenery. If I put it here, and let us see if I can make this. I can select this object on this layer because I have already created the classic twin. So what I can do is I can shift my layer over here. Okay, and see. Okay, so this effect over here. So let us see over here. Now it is directly coming onto my map. Okay, so that is done. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on this first and right click, and now you can see that this is mask. So you can create a mask effect, and now if you look at this, so this is my globe option that I have created. Okay, so what I can do more is, this is my map. Okay, so I can rename it so it will be much easier, and this is my mask layer. Okay, so I can change. Okay, so let us see the animation. So control enter. So you can see that now the globe is moving. So this is what happened when we do the mask. We hide the other content of the layer, and whatever we want to make the user see, we can use this masking technique. So we can do one more thing. We can make it the back stage a bit darker to see the actual effect that is much more visible to eyes, because the background is dark and the animation is light. So you can see it's a magnifying or a globe image or whatever you want to see. But if you look at the image is moving a bit faster, so what we can do is like we can extend the frames, for example, for 6 seconds. Okay, so this is the 6 second. I will insert keyframe, and I will insert keyframe over here as well. Okay, but if you look at the timeline over here, you can see that if you look at over here, after 2 seconds the animation is not complete. From here to here, from 48th second to 144 or 145, whatever you want to say the frame number. Okay, so this is becoming or making a barrier to the whole animation. So if we try to look at the output, what happened is now it is stopped because of the barrier of having 2 seconds. So now it is having a break, and then again, because it's coming in the loop, so now again it will start from the start. So how we can do that? Because it's a bit faster. So I will right click here, clear keyframe, and then see what happened is the whole classic twin is completed, because that was acting as a barrier or a wall for our animation. So now if you look at, now the animation is a bit slow, giving you an effect of a globe, and it is not taking a jerk or a stop, whatever you want to say over here. So this is the technique that we can use in order to make this thing is called masking. Now when you are doing an animation, so you have different layers, or you are doing different type of things where you're doing masking or other stuff. So it is always better to create a folder, so everything will be done in a proper manner and organized manner. And if you look, when we have created, by default it is have Adobe Animate have locked all the layers. Okay, so that means now if you want to change, you have to unlock, and if you want to do something else, but now we don't need it. So what we are going to group them together. So we are going to create a folder. So this is, for example, globe, and I will drag and drop all the first major layer of mask into the globe. So now see what happened is the mask and the map layer are joined, and it is coming under the globe folder. So you can directly click on the enter key to see what is being there inside the globe folder. So this is a very common technique that like people are using while using Adobe Animate, and this is a very good technique when you are having multiple objects, multiple things on a single stage or an animation. So now I'm going to save this file. Okay, so I'll give it a name of globe. Okay, so today we have already covered how to do motion twinning. Now how we can do masking, we have done that portion. So then now we are going to look at other features, so you will be very delighted how Adobe Animate can give so much power to your animation. Okay, so I'm now going to close this one. Okay, so now we are going to look at another concept when we are talking about Adobe Animate. So now we are going to see at how to make a movie clip or a symbol. Okay, so for that I will be creating a new. Okay, I will use the same medium 800 by 600. Okay, now this is my stage. Okay, so I resized it. Okay, so now we have created a new file. So you can do one thing, insert new symbol, or you can use F8. Okay, so this will be, I think I will put it as ball effect, and the type movie clip, and then you press OK. So now I will be resizing this to OK. So now you can see on the top we have this arrow. If I want to go back to my scene, so it will show me over here. Then here when we click on library, this is, I will double click on here and I will be inside my movie clip animation. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, just I will right click here and I will create this, and I will change the color to, for example, okay, first I have to select this one. Now I will change the color to this. Okay, and then I will be okay, so that is fine. Okay, so at over frame number 48 I will be creating a blank keyframe, and then I will be changing the color to, for example, radiant. Okay, so radiant will be, you can change the different settings if you want to. Okay, and click on classic twin. Let us see how it looks like. Oh, sorry, you have to create, because I'm doing it shape twinning, not classic twin. Okay, so now this effect is there. So to make it as a feedback or a looping effect, what you can do is you just copy the same frame, the first frame, copy frame, and I will be putting it on 98th, paste frame. Okay, and I will be doing the shape training. So now what happened is, if you look at the animation, it is already created. If you look at the output, oh sorry, output screen, when you click over here, so I will be just changing the moment. Okay, so I have to do, so it's better to just make it in the center of the stage. Okay, so to make a looping effect, I just copied the same frame, and now I have done that. So now I can go back. So if you see this on a single layer, I can just copy and paste this. So now if you look at this, so the effect is available. So the reason with this one is because on a single layer I can put different multiple objects of a movie clip, just copy and I can paste it multiple movie clip over here. So now you can see different effects are coming over here. So this is the main advantage of having movie clips. So it is available in the library and all the different tunings that are we have created for this layer. Okay, so I will change the name to main. Okay, so we can copy as much objects that we have already created from the movie clip. We can do that. So the thing is, when you look at the library over here, you will see the play button. That means whatever graphics you have or animation you have created, you can just preview it over here. Okay, so now I'm going to, okay, no, Control Z, just selected this thing. Okay, so I will be, okay, now I will be, okay, so I can just do that over here. Okay, so I'm just going to save this file. Okay, so this is my welcome file. Okay, so if you have created any objects previously, you can just import it directly into your animation. Like you can choose file, import, import from external library. Like for example, if I have created one this thing, so if you look at this clip, I can directly paste it over here. Okay, so this is how you can import. So we can just look at whichever library. For example, this one. No, this doesn't have any. So import from library. Okay, so we have done this globe. So this is the globe file. So you can just copy them, duplicate them, and you can do this thing. So I can do this whatever is already available in the library, and we can directly import it. So there are some other options that you can explore, like import to library. Okay, so I want to import this thing. So this SW effect will come. Okay, so depending upon whatever things you are, okay, I don't need that. Okay, so this is my, so let us see the scene. Okay, so that is fine. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add some text over here. Okay, or like welcome. So I can change the colors of this to black, and I can change the position of welcome in the middle. Okay, so if you look over here, this is looking quite nice. Okay, so now I'm going to save this file. So what I have done, see, I have created a splash animation or a splash screen saying welcome with having movie clips over here. So these are symbol 6. What is this? We can change to doing 3. Okay, so we can have a look. What are those doing? This is doing 3. We don't need this one because it is copied from there, so that is fine. So now if you look at the output screen, okay, that looks fine to us. Okay, so what we have done, we have made this splash screen. Okay, so if we have done it in normal way, so we have done with multiple layers like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 layers minimum we have to use. But the reason of making the movie clip, we can reduce the number of layers, we can work in one single layer, and we can create the animation. So that is the advantage of using this. So now to make this animation more realistic or much better, what you can do is you can go to your Google and you can type free open source vectors. Okay, so you can open your Google. So free vector icons. So you can find different websites. Okay, so you can either use this one or this one. Okay, so we'll open both of that websites and have a look. Okay, so the reason is because Adobe Animate works on vector graphic. That's why we are looking at this vectors. Okay, so you can over here find so many different vectors, and you can look for different vectors over here. So you can browse any. Okay, so we can go here to download. Okay, so this looks fine. Okay, so over here you can download the vector in EPS format. Okay, so this taking time. Oh, free download. So it will be in zip format. Okay, so please remember that it will contain whole file you have to download. Okay, so I'm going to download the file. Okay, so I'm going to open the file. This is encapsulated process script. So it can be made from, so this is the file. Yeah, today's date. This is, what is the file name? Effective management. Okay, effective management. So I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to paste it over here and extract the files. So it is taking time. I'm just going to extract it. Now it is making my computer slow, so you have to. Okay, so that's done. So now if you look over here, you have this JPG and EPS. This is encapsulated process script file. Okay, so now we are going to, after downloading from the website, so I have this um, encapsulated process script file. I will double click and open it in Illustrator. Okay, so I have already done it because my system is a bit slow. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take any character from here. Okay, so I will be selecting it from here, not this, that one. Okay, so I'll just copy it from here in Illustrator. Okay, so I just drag all the things on top. Okay, so This is my welcome. I will, okay, that's fine. Just a little bit towards the side. Okay, so I will insert one new symbol. Movie clip is fine, so I'll name it as bulb, and I'll paste it over here in this movie clip. So it will ask like paste using Illustrator file, importer preferences, apply recommended settings, and maintain layer. Be careful when you are copying it. Maintain layers is very important. Don't paste it as bitmap, then you cannot do any work. Okay, so this is my graphic that I have already imported from that free vectors website. So now we'll do one thing, like on maybe 10th frame I'm just going to insert a blank keyframe. Okay, now here I want to do some animation. So if you look at over here, the picture is grouped together. So the key is when you double click on it, so on the top you will see the grouping is distorted. Okay, so still you cannot see that, so I will again, and now when you are double clicking it, you can look at it, the timeline is disabled, so you cannot do anything. So now double click on same over here, and now you can see thing this thing is, so I can move it little top. Okay, so I will move it a little bit further, and this one over here. So now I have done this, so you can click on the groups and you can go back. Now if you look at my image, okay, so effect of lighting is coming on, so that I have put it on 10th. Then on first I will copy the same, so I can get the looping effect. So copy frames, I will paste it on the 20th frame. So now if I look at my animation, so you can see that an effect is coming over here. So I'll go to my animation, so I can just copy my movie clip over here. So don't forget to click on shift, so it will be much better. Okay, so I can move it, for example, over here. Okay, so alt shift and drag is the, oh sorry, so alt shift, you can just copy the same, that is for copying shortcut. Now I can rotate it from here, and now if I see control shift, so I can see this effect. Okay, so this one way you can create multiple effects in your movie screen. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to find another clip that I have already done. So here I search on boy, so I downloaded this one. You can download anyone to play with, and I downloaded the encapsulated process script file. So I will open it in Adobe Illustrator. So I have already done it over here. So it's up to you which one you want. So I will select this one. I need this boy. Ah, smaller so it will be easier for me to copy it. I don't need this one. Okay. That is much better. So I'll copy it from here and I will make another by pressing F8, another control F8. Okay, so again movie clip. So this is a boy and I will paste it over here. So same settings I will take. Okay, now on the 10th one I'm going to insert keyframe. Same happen, I will double click. So I need to move the arm. So when I double click, okay, so now the arm is visible. Okay, so the thing that I need to make you understand, see, if I'm going to rotate, if you look at the rotate option over here, like this is the rotate option. So if I'm going to rotate over here, okay, so you can see that from the middle it is rotating. So this point, when you free transform tool you are using, so this is called the pivot point. Okay, so this will help you in rotating the object. For example, if you drag this point over here, so when now you are going to rotate, so this will rotate from the point from where you have chosen the pivot point. Okay, so now I need this on my animation. So I'll go back and I will see my animation. And on the 20th frame, I will copy this frame and I will paste it. So now if you look at the animation, so it will give a hi-fi kind of an effect to the animation. So I'll go back and I will paste the boy over here. So don't forget to use the shift, so the transformation will be a good one. Now if you take the preview, so now you will have this animation. So pivot point is important, so from where you are rotating the image. So now you can try to find out how to create a banner. So try, this is your activity, try to make an activity. So if we look over here, if we go to the root file, okay, so this is the file that I have copied already. So the thing that I need to show, so you can use different terms of experiments with Adobe Animate in your free time. Okay, so free vector pics. Okay, so actually I'm trying to locate that the banner is not loading. So normally this website contains a banner that is already made on Adobe Animate, so you can see that how the effects comes. It is not showing. Okay, we'll search the same thing. Why? Let us search for that. Okay, so most of the website you find the banner, so I thought that banner will be available over here. This one, the one on the top, this is a banner that is created in Adobe Animate, and this will make you understand that so many different uh, movie clips are being incorporated in to make the banner. So now your task is to create a banner, try to find out and download free vector images, and you can experiment. So that's all for now. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself, be safe, and keep yourself healthy.